Good morning, grade 5, and a warm welcome to the English class. Well, children, can you tell me the terms, or what do you understand by the terms myth, legend, and fable? Today, before starting this new lesson, I just want you to, what do you understand? I want your understanding of the term myth, legend, and fable. Recall, children, we have done this last year, and you may have done this or come across this term many times. Okay, so myth is what, children? Myth and legends they are traditional stories from long ago about hero and heroines who performed brave deeds. Right? Last year also, children, I had given you the same explanation, and many of you also gave me the same explanation. So what is it? A myth and legends are traditional stories. From long ago, it is about hero and heroines who perform brave deeds. Yes, now what's a fable? Everyone is going to shout and scream. Fable it's a short story that teaches a lesson about how people should behave, and it is often with animals as characters. So fable is what, children? It is a short story that teaches a lesson about how people should behave, or it teaches us, we can say, values and morals. And they will often have animals as their characters. Children, can you think of any myths, legends and fables which you have read or which you have heard before? Think. Hare and the Tortoise, children, your first lesson, grade 4. Okay, so that was a fable. See, you had animals there. Okay, then the flight to Icarus, that was a myth, the Greek story, right? So all these, children, these are traditional stories, and it is, it was handed down over the years. It was usually oral. It was an oral source. So that was orally. And myths and legends, children, they included characters in trouble. Like we had the flight of Icarus. Remember? He made those wings. So you had where the hero and the heroines, and sometimes, they were in trouble. Where we see Icarus and his son. Sorry, Icarus and Daedalus, where they were in trouble. And you also have an element of tragedy where he lost his son. Remember? The end of the flight of Icarus is at the end he loses his son. Do you remember that fall, children, where he falls into the sea? Okay. And fables will have, as I said, they have moral lessons, and they will have animal as a character, like the hare and the tortoise. It had a moral. Think what moral or what value you have learned from that lesson or from other fables. So children, today we start with a new lesson, that is Unit 12, the wooden horse. Now children, before I start this lesson, I just want to give you a little brief, a little summary. Okay, you don't have to remember the characters and all. Of course, if you can have the book, because this is just an extract, if you can have the book, you could read it. So this is, children, it is a Greek, again this is a Greek myth. Okay. So is it fiction or non-fiction, children? Yes, open to your index. If you are confused, you can open to your index and see. And tell me whether it's a fiction or non-fiction. So this is, children, it is of a Greek myth. The story is a Greek myth, the wooden horse. It is about Paris. And he is a prince of Troy. And he is the son of King Priam and Queen Hecuba. Okay. So remember, children, I'll just tell you again. It is about Paris. Who's Paris? He is the prince of Troy. Prince is who, children? The king and the queen's son. Now who's the king? King is, who is the king, children? I just now told you the king is Yes? Who could tell me who is the king? Priam, and the queen is Hecuba. These characters you will come across over here. See, these are the words. Okay, Priam, then Hecuba, it's here. Okay. So these are his parents, and it is about this prince. Now, what does he do is he visits Greece. Okay. So when he visits Greece, what he does is he falls in love with the king's wife. He falls in love with the king's wife. Now the king is King Menelaus. Okay, you don't have to remember these characters, but you remember his wife. His wife was Helena. Okay, Helen. His wife was Helen. So what he does is he takes her back to Troy. When he goes to Greece, he falls in love with King Menelaus' wife Helen, and he takes her back to, where he takes her back to? Troy. Okay. Now Menelaus and his brother. Okay, he has a brother, and the brother is Agamemnon. You don't have to remember the names. Okay. So he takes his brother, and what do they do? They go to Troy there and they lay siege. What is the meaning of lay siege? Children, please open your dictionaries and find out. And they want to attack this place to bring back his queen. Right? So children, lay siege is what? Lay siege is to surround with armed force for the purpose of capturing. Now children, this I have just written here so that you understand. This is King Priam and Queen Hecuba, and their son is who? Paris, the prince of Troy. So where do they go, children? They go to Greece. Okay. Now this is the king. Okay. The king is who? Yes. Menelaus, and his wife is Helen. And this is his brother. So what does he do? He abducts Helen. That's the king's wife. And then he takes her back. So now these Greece, the king of Greek, okay, and his brother, they go to Troy to bring her back. Did you understand this, children? Okay. Now let's start with the lesson. That was a brief which I gave you a background about the story. The wooden horse. There are many tales about the ancient Greeks which tell of the action of brave heroes, battles won and lost, and great adventures. Children, as I told you, we discussed what is myth. Okay. So myth is what? It is traditional story from long ago about hero and heroines who performed brave deeds. And generally there was a tragedy at the end. One of the most famous stories is the wooden horse. The Greeks wanted to capture the great city. So the Greeks is who, children? Where this, the king and his brother. Okay, those are the Greeks. The Greeks wanted to capture the great city of Troy. For 10 years, they camped around the city walls, but they could not get in. Children, as I said, camped around means they surrounded that place with their armed force for the purpose of capturing it. Capturing is to take over. For 10 years, they camped around the city walls, but they could not get in. Then one day, they left. Children, see this? Then one day, they left. Okay? So, they were outside the city walls, waiting for it to capture, and one day they left. Let's see. What does it mean? For 10 years, the Trojans had looked over the city walls and had seen the Greeks. Now children, who are these Trojans? They are, okay, the prince of Troy, Paris, okay. He is the Trojans and his parents, that is the king Priam and his wife Hecuba. I had explained here, no children? Okay, so these are the Trojans. They had seen the Greeks. By day, they would see their tents, they would see men marching, feeding their horses, mending their ships. By night, their camps flickered in the darkness. Children, now see your Trojans. This is given over here in the glossary. It is the people who lived in Troy. Okay. So, what's the meaning of flickered, children? Flickered, come on, open your dictionaries quickly. Flickered is unsteady, okay, when the light is unsteady. So that's the meaning of flickered. Sometimes in your house, children, if you light a candle, you'll see it is flickering. Maybe there is wind, or sometimes even our tube lights and bulbs. Okay, it will keep like, off and on. So now you know it's time you need to change your bulb. It is a light or a source of light which shines unsteadily. Flickered, children, this is your past tense. Now children, see this first sentence. For 10 years, the Trojans had looked over their city walls and had seen the Greeks. Right? So, my question is, please pay attention. When the Trojans looked over their city walls, what could they usually see? What could they usually see? Yes, the Trojans could usually see the Greek camp. The Greek camp means where they stationed themselves. Okay, they could usually see the Greek camps when they looked over the city walls. And children, what they could see by day? Okay, they could see that they could see their tents, they could see men marching, feeding their horses, mending their ships. Mending is what, children? Getting repaired. Where you go to the cobbler to mend your shoes. Okay, and by night, when the Trojans looked over their city walls, what could they usually see at night? By night, they could see the camp fires flickering in the darkness. Children, if you have seen this latest movie, Tanaji and all, you will see those camp and those lights and all that. That's the meaning of it. If you see Bollywood movies, then you will know about this, campfires. Okay. Now, one evening, everything was different. The Trojans looked over their walls, expecting to see the huge Greek camp. But the tents had gone. The ships had gone. The Greeks had gone. So what happened, children? For 10 years, okay, the Trojans, every day they seen them. And one fine day they see, nothing is there. They all are gone. Their ships are gone. Their tents are gone. The people are gone. Children, what is expecting? Come on quickly. What is expecting? Children, please open your dictionaries. Fastest finger first. What's the meaning of expecting? Thinking that something will probably happen. Now we were expecting a vaccine. Okay, so that is expecting. Because for 10 years, children, they seen the same thing. So the same thing they were expecting. But what had happened? They had gone. The lookouts hurried to tell King Priam the news. Is it possible? Questioned the king. The Greeks have gone? He rushed to the battlements to see for himself. Children, see this. He rushed to the battlements to see for himself. Why did he rush? Think. Yes, he couldn't believe. Because for 10 long years they were there. So it was true. The camp was deserted by the Greeks. Children, deserted means, we have come across this word last year, left empty, lonely. The streets were deserted during the pandemic, the lockdown. All that remained were piles of ashes from the campfire. All that remained means, children, this is a phrase, so all that was left. Now what's the meaning of lookouts? Lookouts is what? Please look out here in the glossary. So lookouts are guards on the wall of the city. These, they look out for any trouble or any enemy who's marching towards them. So that's the work of a lookout. Battlement is the tops of the city walls. Okay, let's continue. Well, not quite all. In the middle of the deserted camp was a huge wooden horse. So children, see, there were no people, ships had gone, their tents were gone, but there was something there. What was that something? It was a wooden horse. It was enormous. Enormous means huge, big. At least 5 or 6 times the height of a man. What's that? Cried the king. It's a gift, cried Queen Hecuba. The Greeks have given up. They have realized they will never break through the great walls of Troy. Children, have given up. What's the meaning of have given up? Have stopped trying. What they have stopped trying? To get into the city. They have gone home and left us this magnificent horse as a peace offering. Magnificent, children, is huge. Okay, amazing. Over here it is amazing. We can say, no, the Taj Mahal is a magnificent structure. So amazing. And what's peace offering, children? Peace offering. Children, peace offering, no, it is a gift to show, like, you want to be friends. So that's the peace offering. Even there is an exchange between countries, sometimes our neighboring country or European countries, they will exchange some animal as an elephant, like a good gesture. So that's peace offering. So children, how do you think the Trojan people felt when they first saw that the Greeks had gone? Yes? How do you think the Trojans people felt when they first saw that the Greeks had gone? Children, now tell me the words, your feelings. When you are reading, or think from their point of view, how did they feel? For 10 years, children, somebody is standing and then you know that they are come to attack. They are waiting to attack. So how would they feel? Yes, they would feel happy. They would feel excited. Okay, they would feel relieved. So that's how their feelings would be. Okay, children, look at this. One morning, everything was different. What was different, children? One morning, everything was different. What was different? That it was deserted. Can you see? The camp were deserted. So that was different. Because there was no one there. Deserted means left empty. Okay? And what was in the middle, children? What was in the middle of the Greek camp? There was a huge wooden horse. And how did Queen Hecuba, how did she think? What did she think? What did Queen Hecuba think it was? Yes, she thought it was peace offering. From whom? From the Greeks. Now let's move further. By this time, all the citizens of Troy had heard the news and were crowding on the battlements to see if it was true. So soon the word spread and they all gathered there. Crowding means to form a crowd, to gather there. See children, it is in bold. Okay, so it's there in your glossary. Citizens. Children, we are citizens of India, the people who live in a place. Let us take the horse into the city, cried one man. So what did one man suggest? Let's take the horse into the city. And it will be a reminder of the day the Greeks went home. So what did he say? It will be a reminder that the Greeks went home. Children, what's the meaning of reminder? A reminder. That's a phrase. So something that makes you remember a particular event. Okay? So that's called a reminder. You go somewhere, children, for sightseeing, and then you bring a sovereign or some artifacts, some gifts. So it reminds you you have visited this place. Right? So why did the people want to take it into the city, children? Because they wanted it as a reminder. Okay. King Priam spoke quietly to King Hecuba. The crowd fell silent as the king and queen discussed what should be done. At last, King Priam spoke. "We will take the horse into the city," he said. "Open the gates and drag it inside." Children, what's the meaning of drag? To pull it. Okay? To pull it. So that's the meaning of drag. Ropes were tied around the huge horse. Children, it's there in the picture. You could see the picture. Ropes were tied around the huge horse, and slowly it was dragged from the Greek camp up to the city walls. So now it's entering their city. Where? Troy. Okay? The Trojans, that is the people who lived in Troy. So from the people of Greek, it is moving inside. Once it had reached the walls, the people saw that it was too big to fit through the gates. So children, it was a huge one. It was too big. Priam ordered that the walls on either side of the gate should be knocked down. Knocked down means broken. Why, children? To make way for the huge horse. Soon the opening was wide enough and the horse was brought inside the city. So soon they could bring it inside the city. Now children, explain how the Trojans got the wooden horse inside the city. How did they get it? It was so huge. How did they get it? They used ropes. Okay. Then they dragging it. Then knocking down the walls on both sides of the gate. So that's how they got it into the city. Now, that night, the Trojans had a great celebration. After 10 long years, the Greeks had gone and they were safe. Gradually, the celebrations ended and the city grew quiet as people went to their beds, feeling happy and secure. Children, gradually. What's the meaning of gradually? Slowly. Okay? Slowly. And secure is, what is the meaning of secure? Safe. We keep our money and gold, valuables in the bank. Okay? That's safe. You feel secure. In the silence of the city and the darkness of the night, only one sound could be heard. It was the sound of low voices coming from inside the wooden horse. Children, read again. Please read this last paragraph again. Children, see, in the silence of the night and the darkness of the night, only one sound could be heard. It was the sound of low voices coming from inside the wooden horse. Think, children, what's there inside the wooden horse? Think. And think what would the story, how would the story end? Okay? So, children, see here, great celebration. Why do you think the Trojans had a great celebration? Yes? They had a great celebration because they thought the Greeks had gone and they would no longer try to attack the city. So they were very, very glad. They were very, very happy. Children, why do you think some people wanted to destroy the horse? It's given here, no? I do not trust the Greeks. This is a trick. We should send men out to destroy it. Why do you think some wanted to destroy it? Yeah, it's there in the answer. Because they thought it was a trick. Correct? So some people wanted to destroy it because they thought it was a trick. And why did the other people want to take it into the city? They wanted to take it because they wanted it as a reminder. Okay, so see, children, see here for and against. Right? So children, for homework, what you're going to do is, I want you to read the lesson. Read the lesson. Then you will do the word check. Word check will be in the textbook. Phrases in your notebook. Now children, all these answers I have discussed. You may pause the video and you may write. Children, I don't want to give you the ready answers. Of course, I'll put it later, but make an attempt, children, to write the answers because it will help you during the exam or even further. You will have the confidence of writing it. I want you to, be responsible for your learning and independent. So that's the reason why I will not put it up. So please, I have written the answers. I have discussed it. So please write these answers. So that's all, children.